tell you these team stories. We'll start with NYU. They loaded up in the offseason. They added Morgan Morrison from Smith College. She's the reigning player of the year. By the way, they have another player of the year this season in Natalie Bruns. They added Megan Bauman as well from Babson College. They are just loaded going into this year, but Bruns has been the story.
She really has. She's led the team in points, rebounds, has the program record for career blocks. She could come out of NYU as one of the best players to ever play there. She just brings so much length and strength underneath with her rim protecting ability. She's got a high basketball IQ, and she's been playing some of her best basketball as of late.
As we look at the program breakdown for NYU, they lost to Transylvania in the Elite Eight last year. Of course, we added Bauman, Morrison. They're the #1 overall seed in the tournament. And again, they defeated Transylvania to avenge that loss in the Elite Eight last year. Let's talk about Smith College here. They've never won a national championship in their history. They lost a lot in this past offseason. When you lose the player of the year, you're not expected to be playing in the title game next year, but that's exactly where they're at. And they've got a loaded lineup as well.
Yeah, they really do. And it starts with Jessie Ruffner. She's the new MAC player of the year, all-conference first-teamer who's been a double-double machine all season long. She really comes up big in huge clutch moments. She hit the game winner in the Sweet 16. She's just a veteran presence, and she sees all different defenses planned against her and still manages to put up numbers.
She's got the inside game play in the 4, but Ali Yamada has been dynamite from downtown. She hit 6 threes on 16 attempts for 24 points to lead the way for Smith College. She was absolutely tremendous. They're going to need her to be red hot from downtown.
And Smith is not such a bad program either. Look at that record, 30-3. They've got 17 straight wins, the 14th ranked team in D3, and the lowest ranked team to reach a championship since 2003. They call themselves the underdogs for this reason, but I really like this matchup.
Transylvania was the champs last year. They were dethroned in the semifinals. Now we'll have a new champion in 2024. It's the Pioneers and it's the Violets. It's coming up next as we crown a national champion next.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. And by AT&T. We believe connecting changes everything.
See the most recent national champions in Division III as we take a look at Lynn Hersey, her 16th season now at Smith College. I'm very proud of the history that university has when it comes to women's basketball. More on that in a bit as we take a look at our starting lineups here. Not much change here, but Sophia Rosa, very interesting story for her. Actually was an assistant coach at MIT in the offseason. They recruited her to come to Smith for her final year of eligibility. Now she's a big part of this Smith team. And of course, you know that dream team. Palekia, Bauman, Morrison, Miller, Bruns make it up for NYU. That's our starting lineups brought to you by Kubota. And over on the other side, Meg Barber, an NYU alum, now in her 6th season as the NYU head coach, leading them to their first championship game in 1997. All right, Julianne, this is what's at stake.
NYU seeking their 2nd title in school history. They won back in '97, and Smith seeks their 1st title in school history. Lost in the semis last year. They're excited to be back here.
They were both coming into this tournament looking to avenge a loss to Transylvania, but it was NYU that got that job done. Get things started with NYU in the white, Smith in the blue. We are underway here in the national title game in Division III. Start things off. This is Bauman, the transfer from Babson. And Palekia drives it in, gets it to go. And right off the bat, a 2-0 lead here for NYU. All right, Julianne, what do you want to see from these teams in the early going?
I want to see some aggressive play, and I think we're seeing it. You see the emotions are high right now. I think we'll see a little bit of anxiety early potentially, but I want to see both teams in attack mode.
NYU kind of played a defensive struggle against Transylvania. They're normally scoring 81 points a game. Well, in that game against Transylvania, they did not put up their normal scoring total as we get a shot miss from the outside. And that win 57-42 over Transylvania. Looking for a bit more of their regular output offensively in this game.
And both teams want to run the basketball today, too. Nice defense that time. But NYU to start out this game, great penetration by Belle Palecchia. Just does a nice job getting to the rim. That's what she does. She's powerful to the rim. Look to see her attacking.
Palecchia, strong defensive player. In fact, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in the UAA, the conference that NYU plays in. NYU with the early 2-0 advantage. This is Morgan Morrison with a pull-up from inside the circle. She won the Player of the Year award nationally, playing for Smith, moved over to NYU, and now is a big part of this run as well.
Coach Barber told us that she was wildly better in person as a player than she even knew in film.
While we're talking Player of the Year, Natalie Bruns with a rejection here. Here's where these teams excel, Julianne.
Yeah, Smith really shoots the ball well from 3, and of course NYU, they lead D3 in assists with 19 a game. They can really move the ball and get a lot of people involved, but both teams very good offensive execution. But expect to see Smith putting up a lot of threes. That's how they win games.
This is Jane Liu. Now to Jessie Ruffner. And this is Rosa, and she's calling for the travel. 2 travels called against Smith here in the early moments.
Right now, NYU playing really solid defense these last couple possessions, making it very difficult in the one-on-one basketball. That's really nice, straight up, man-to-man right there.
2 quick turnovers for Smith. The Violets can take advantage. 30-0 on the season. Their last loss came in the Elite 8 last year to Transylvania. This is Morrison. Palecchia. Belle Palecchia, nice spin move, gets to the left side and banks it in. Palecchia red hot to start this one out.
Palecchia is ready to play here. We talked about her being defensive minded. Well, she certainly can put numbers up as well.
Smith trailing 6-0 here out of the gate. Working inside, looking for the bounce pass down low. Sophia Rosa wasn't there. Another turnover.
Palecchia has the ability to really impact the tempo of this game. Nice job there getting into the teeth of the defense. How about a little spin move and a finish? She's their catalyst on both ends.
Palecchia 17th on their all-time scoring list at over 1,000 points. Already got 4 quick ones here. This is Bruns, lost the handle, knocked out of her hands, out of play by Jessie Ruffner.
Smith just needs to settle down here. A lot of emotions flying here. They're in a bit of a rut. They've got to get a stop.
For Smith, needed overtime in their win over Wartburg on Thursday. Try to get a pass inside to Morrison. She was held up on that lob inside. Foul is drawn. Foul's going to be on Rosa. First foul call. Palecchia. Back out. This is Bruns. Bauman. 7 on the shot clock. Round the screen, pull up from the elbow, in and out.
Much better defensive possession from Smith, forcing up a tough shot at the end of the shot clock.
A lot is made about the Violets offense, but they are such a strong defensive team as well. We saw it in that game against Transylvania.
Good communicators, they're on the balls of their feet, and they have the ability to switch a lot.
They can also block a lot of shots with that inside presence. That duo of Morrison and Bruns is tough to beat inside. Palecchia to the rim, got another one. Timeout, Smith. It is rocking in Columbus.
And Belle Palecchia is rocking as well, and she goes 90 feet here for the finish in transition. NYU up 8-0.
8-0 lead for NYU to start off the Division III championship in 2024. As we take a look at the player profile brought to you by Allstate, it is Morgan Morrison, last year's Division III Player of the Year with Smith. Transferred to NYU after graduating there. She went to Smith for college reasons, for her education. Basketball was something that was secondary to her. Obviously, a Division III, no college scholarship, so academics was what was important. But for her graduate work, the engineering program at NYU fit what she wanted to do. And now here she is playing for a national championship.
Against her former team. How often do you see that? This is a very academic decision, no bad blood here. It's just very cool to see that she's getting an elite degree and getting to play in the national championship game.
Sophia Rosa, another graduate student to talk about here, with the first bucket of the game for Smith as they are finally on the board. They got to find a way to get her going.
And that was a big basket. They really needed that.
This is Bruns outside. Poleckia, who's been hot here to start, already with 6 points. Bruns, spin move, pulls up, off the mark, fighting for the rebound. It's loose, out of play, and it's going to stay with the Violets.
And Sophia Rosa here does a nice job relocating off of the dribble handoff, and she rolls to the rim with the finish and breaks the drought.
Bruns, another spin move and a miss. And this year's Player of the Year comes up empty again. Bounce pass down low. Rosa misses. Good defense inside as well from Bruns. A little under 5 minutes to go, first quarter, in the 2024 Division III championship game. Three-pointer on the wing. Big-time shot from Erica Miller.
35% shooter from distance. She's used to the big moments. Coach told us that she is going to take those when she gets them.
Coach said she came back to win a national championship. It was a primary goal of her. Jumper there is good from Jessie Ruffner.
And Jessie Ruffner's got to continue to get touches too. We talked about her in the open being their primary player. They're going to be hawking her all day.
Nice lob into Miller. This is Bauman, another one of their transfers for this dream team, they're calling it, for NYU. Poleckia tries to spin, way off balance on that shot. Back come the Pioneers.
Smith's done a better job getting defensive stops. They've really forced NYU to have to take the shot clock down.
Jane Liu. Ruffner. Gotta move inside. And that's the play that the Pioneers were looking for, trying to get Ruffner, who's the new MAC Player of the Year, involved in this one.
And Ruffner feels like this is her moment, and that's what she's gonna do. She's gotta be assertive.
Here's Miller. Kind of lost her footing there, and a foul is called against Smith. And the Pioneer fans did not like it.
At last season's Final Four loss, Ruffner was held to just 4 points. This year, she's scored at least 20 in 4 straight NCAA tournament wins. You better believe she's gonna come out aggressive here today, and that's why Smith has been able to cut this lead down. She's being very assertive.
Poleckia off of the inbound. And she just finds a way to get to the basket. Draws the foul this time. The free throw's coming up for her.
She's very quick. She's got a dynamic first step. And I think that's why I keep talking about her being able to influence the tempo of the game. When the ball's in her hands, things happen.
A junior from Mendham, New Jersey. Played at Rutgers Prep in high school. We take a look at NYU's road to the title game. Started off with a first round win against Millsaps, then DeSales, Hardin-Simmons in the Sweet 16. Meg Barber actually felt kind of bad because the Hardin-Simmons had to travel so far being in Texas. And you saw what they did the last couple of rounds after that with the win over Transylvania, avenging last year's Elite 8 loss. Beating the defending national champions to try to win a title of their own as Liu misses. Get it into Morrison. Morrison goes left side, off balance on the shot. Good defense there from Rosa. Lou has it blocked by Morrison.
That's what Morgan Morrison is known to do. She's got the ability to block shots. She does a nice job here getting position without fouling. Just tips the ball out of bounds.
Pass into Yamada. She takes a shot. That's her first attempt. And it comes with a little under 2:20 to play in this first quarter. Yamada went for 24 in that overtime win in the semifinals. Morrison, tough shot inside, comes up empty. Pull up there, Ruffner got it.
Ruffner is trying to maximize every possession when she's got the ball in her hands.
She's such an efficient scorer at just under 60%. Trying to get a pass inside, it's deflected out of play, last touch Smith. It'll stay with the Violets. And get some substitutions here.
Now, what's interesting about Ruffner, last year she played the 3. This year she's moved to the 4, but she plays like a .4 position, which can really throw teams off. She's got the ability to do a lot with the ball, inside and out.
And an offensive foul. It's going to be against Carolyn Pepper. The UAA Rookie of the Year last season, now a sophomore on this NYU team. Speaking of offensive fouls, we got one on the other end. This time Megan Bauman took one from Jessie Ruffner.
And you see Ruffner thinks she was flopping here. And I think she might have been a little right there. She sold it.
Now let's get it inside to Pepper. The kick out. Outside, Bauman for 3. Off the mark this time. But knocked out of her hands and taken away. Ball loose. Get it out to Bauman. She can't hold on to it, trying to dribble it. Instead of corral it, it goes out of play and it goes out to Smith.
It's all about hustle. In the big games in March, the biggest hustler wins. You see both teams here crashing the floor pretty hard. Ends up in Smith's hands.
The Let's Go Smith chants starting to be felt here in Columbus. What a pass inside. What a cut from Jessie Ruffner.
And that was all because of Salam Maher's screen.
Cutting the deficit down to 3. NYU has not scored in nearly 2.5 minutes. Inside, it's Morrison. She'll pull up, rattle it in. That ends a drought of 4 straight misses for NYU.
They really needed that bucket bad.
Chance to play for the final shot here. Ruffner with 5. Pulls up, lost her defender, misses off the heel. And that's going to do it for the first 10 minutes of play here in Columbus as we crown a national champion between Smith and NYU. It started off NYU, Smith rallying back. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. After 1 here in Columbus, NYU with a 15-10 lead over Smith. Let's take you back to Thursday's semifinals here in Columbus. In game 1, Wartburg knocked down a big 3-pointer to tie the game with 3 seconds remaining. Ali Yamada with a chance to win it in regulation. That shot was off. And the Pioneers took control in overtime, squeaked out the win 61-54. And in game 2, NYU took on last year's Division III champions, Transylvania. They controlled the game from start to finish. 57-42 the final score. We will have a new national champion here in 2024, and these teams getting to the finals in different ways. You see the average margin of victory there. NYU used to kind of beating up on teams. Smith has had a much closer journey, obviously needing overtime in the semifinals.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting too in this game, Smith has yet to take a three, a team that's very adept at that, but nice job getting to the rim and the dish.
Sophia Rosa with a nice pass from Yamada. And you have to wonder if maybe they overly expected the three and they worked on some things to try to get inside.
And look at how close the game is, and there's been none taken. For them, that's a win.
Another takeaway here from Smith. Their defense making some plays right now. Outside, speaking of Yamada, got it to go. Ali Yamada. 24 in the semifinal win, gets her first bucket on the first attempt, and we're knotted up at 15.
She's someone that can knock them down and space the floor. Boy, the energy in here, Alex, it's unbelievable.
Runs inside. Might have gotten away with a walk there, but Bruns gets her first bucket of the game. She had been 0 for 2.
Yeah, she definitely walked there, but she'll take it.
Inside, wild shot there from Hannah Martin. Let's take you back to Yamada.
How about this play from Ali Yamada, stroking it like a layup. That's what she likes to do. She's an elite three-point shooter, 41% three-point shooter, a quick release. They have to find ways to get her opportunities from distance. Yeah,
Yamada, first team all new MAC. She's the all-time leader in career threes made.
And when she's able to do that, she's able to stretch the floor, and her team can play with a lot of space and get it inside like they want.
NYU up 2, drive, and a miss there from Hannah Martin, the rookie of the year in the new MAC this year. Eden Williamson, freshman, getting some minutes here for NYU. Bruns with a runner, off balance, comes up empty. Smith trying to push it. Here's Hannah Martin with the kick out. Ruffner thought about it. Here's Lou, back to Ruffner. Entry pass into Rosa for Ruffner. A little give and go play. And a foul called on Smith after the block.
Smith does that little give and go very nicely. They just were not able to finish here because this was solid defense. Good rotation there from Natalie Bruns. She gets there, she makes her play. And that's what I mean by 2.73 blocks per game from her.
She's already the all-time shot block leader at NYU history. She was 4th in the country in blocks this year. Another reason why she's the National Player of the Year. Morrison misses on a drive inside against her former team. This is Ruffner working off the window, too strong. And Morrison's got it. Three minutes gone by. Here's second quarter. Bauman out to Williamson. Strong take inside, strong move from Eden Williamson, the freshman from Washington, PA.
Everybody's getting involved here for NYU. Great job getting to the rim.
Rosa sets the screen. Pass to the cutter. Nice little screen and roll play, but Rosa could not finish.
And Eden Williamson here, great job turning the corner. And Coach Meg Barber told us she's kind of like a mini Bell. Bell has done a great job really mentoring her. You can see it in her game. She's explosive like Bell. She tries to get to the rim. Breaks down the defense.
Knocked out a play there by Bruns. It'll still stay on this end of the floor with Smith as you look at Meg Barber, NYU grad in 02. She was recruited as a senior in high school the year that NYU won the national title, when Janice Quinn was the head coach. And another turnover for Smith.
Yeah, Meg Barber told us she's not even really thinking about the fact it's her alma mater. She's just more thinking about her players and wanting her players to win this in the worst way. She's done a terrific job with the program.
She's really tried to keep it in perspective. And one of the things that's been very interesting about this Violets run over these last few seasons since Barber's taken over is they haven't had a home facility for 5 of the 6 years she's been there.
It's been crazy.
Rattling it home, Morgan Morrison. The former Smith Pioneer rattles that one in for the Violets.
Morgan Morrison plays with such maturity and calmness. She does a great job staying composed out there.
6-0 run for NYU.
Can Smith respond like they did in the first quarter?
Work it inside. Rosa. Nice little spin move in the lane, but can't get it to go. She's had a couple of bunnies that I thought that if she connected, this would be a very different game right now.
And that's her shot. She loves the little baby hook.
Out to the corner, it's Williamson. Drives, strong move. Can't finish this time. Yamada off the screen, comes up empty. Morrison with the board.
But you saw Coach Hersey calling that play for Yamada. She wanted to get her a shot that possession.
Oh, what a pass behind the head over to Morrison. Nice catch, waited, she was patient, got it to go.
Nice toughness, and that's the smartness of Morrison, just knowing she needed to hesitate and then go up.
Morrison with 8 points. It's an 8-0 run for NYU. And there's a steal. Morrison comes up with a loose ball, a 2-on-1. They'll retreat outside. Morrison. And we talk about them being student athletes here. Morrison, she missed our Zoom call because she had to take a midterm, then practice and had to take another one today.
You mean mechanical engineering is demanding? Brilliant.
Morrison rebounds inside. She's taken a couple of midterms, but today this is her final. Whoa, rejection from Bruns. Here comes Williamson on the break. Lost the handle on the floor, and we're gonna tie up in a jump ball, and it's gonna keep it on this end of the floor.
And Natalie Bruns doing what she does well. Stepping in with the block shot. You better watch out and have that pull-up game ready if you're going in on her. A trophy on the line here.
3:37 to play until halftime. 23-15, NYU leads it over Smith here in the D3 title game. And you can see the shirts that the Smith College folks are wearing. The birthplace is what it says in their trip to the Final Four. The reason for that, well, Smith College happens to be the birthplace of women's basketball, using peach baskets as hoops, wearing royal blue bloomers with black shirts and flat dress shoes as uniforms. That's where it was all created. You see Sandra Berenson Abbott, who actually adopted the men's rules from just down the road in Springfield, where Dr. James Naismith had the rules for the original game of basketball, adopting the rules for the women. So Smith College very proud to be the birthplace of women's basketball.
Yeah, it's very cool. Just a cool history there. And you know, I read up on that, and you know, they didn't want the women to lose too much of their gracefulness at the time, so they had certain rules put in. And they played the baskets. It was just really neat.
Peach baskets, a soccer ball is all started.
And then the girls were calling home and saying that they were having fun playing this activity.
Now, one of the rules, they weren't allowed to snatch at the basketball.
Too aggressive.
You would have not been able to play in that era of women's basketball.
I would have been labeled a savage.
But a very proud tradition of basketball. And you have to think for the all-girls school, Smith College is, that's an especially prideful thing, especially if you're a student athlete there.
Very cool. I mean, that's the first thing Lynn told us when we talked to her.
The birthplace of Smith. Trying to pick up a win here in the title game. They trail 23-15. Ruffner again on a block inside. Bruns is on fire defensively.
I mean, Bruns has got 4 blocks right now. That's her 4th block. I mean, we're only in the first half here.
You know, Coach Hersey told us as we get a shot from the top of the key, not a 3, but a big shot from Ali Yamada. Ends the 8-0 run of NYU.
She's such an impact player for this team. When she's got the ball and a shot, you just expect it to go in.
Morrison inside on Rosa. Tough angle for her to get that one up in the air. Lost the handle, it's out of play. Kind of a miscommunication there. It's out of bounds on Smith. Back to NYU. Inside, Morrison. Too strong off the window. Smith trying to respond here. Ruffner down into Rosa. Missed inside again.
And those are all shots that typically fall for Rosa.
Yeah, Rosa, 57% shooter. So very efficient offensively. The graduate student out of Sudbury, Mass. Lakia misses, trying to come up. The rebound there was Bruns. It goes out of play and back to Smith. But coming up is AT&T at the half. Julianne and I will break down this game, highlights, stats from the first 2 quarters, and break it all down for you. It's all coming up next on AT&T at the half. 1:41 to play here, first half. And I've got to say, this game has played out a little bit differently than I expected, Julianne.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, this has stayed close, and that's kind of what you think in a national championship, and that's what needs to happen right there. Sophia Rosa's got to start putting some points up on the board.
Rosa with her 3rd field goal. She's got 6 points. She's 3 of 7. She easily could be well into double figures. She pulls them back to within 4. Palekia. Remember, this started 8-0 in favor of NYU.
And that's because Palekia was going crazy. She hasn't done much lately.
Now she's still stuck on those 8 points. Here's Ruffner. So we're under a minute. First half. Ruffner works it. Little dump off late to Rosa. And we got a tie up here. It's going to stay on the Smith end of the floor with 8 seconds on the shot clock and 38 seconds remaining in the period.
I see what she's trying to do here with the dish off. A little too congested in there. If you're Jessie Ruffner, you can either put that up or kick it out.
Nice play into Rosa. Now she's starting to feel it a bit. 2-point game.
Terrific pass too, a little post-entry pass from Yamada.
The shot clock should be off. Five seconds. Bauman. And we're going to get 3-second violation.
Yeah, I really love the grittiness that Smith has played with defensively here. They have really locked in after being down in the very first quarter early. The difference has been their defense.
And Smith with 1.9 can tie or take the lead here letting it fly. Yamada just throws one up there, comes up empty. But if you're Smith College, you got to be pleased with where you're at. NYU with a 2-point lead. It started out 8-0 in favor of the Violets, but it's a 2-point game. That's the end of the second quarter. We'll be back in just a bit with some more first half highlights and stats. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. 20 minutes left here in Columbus, and we will crown a national champion. So get ready to start the third quarter between Smith and NYU as we're welcoming you back courtside. Alex Sabarno, Julianne Vianney-Brain. And did you think it was going to be this close of a game in the championship game with NYU's scoring prowess?
Well, that's what I was going to say. They have had a margin of victory of 23 points per game during the regular season. So in the start of this game, I thought, boy, it's looking like it's going to be in this direction because NYU came out hot, guns a-blazing. They were in attack mode. But the response from Smith, very impressive, showing why they're here at this level and ready to compete for a championship.
Absolutely. Our first half stats are brought to you by Android. And again, the defensive battle, NYU really making their size felt in this one. But it's Smith with more assists than NYU. NYU's one of the top teams in the country in assists.
Yeah, which is very interesting. And you know, a lot of the success from Smith came from Rosa. She did a really nice job coming alive. Sophia Rosa was finding her rhythm early. She has teammates that were facilitating for her. I thought Ali Yamada was finding her off the bounce when she wasn't making shots herself, but really liked the chemistry between the two of them. But Sophia Rosa's got to continue to step up, and of course they need to keep getting something from Jessie Ruffner.
Yeah, that inside play we were not expecting from a team that is so efficient from three. In fact, Smith only with one attempt from three, and it was a make from Ali Yamada.
It shows where they're favoring, or NYU's not allowing them to take as many, so they're capitalizing underneath.
Not a lot of free throws attempted either, just 2 of 4 for NYU. No free throws attempted by Smith. Jumper from inside the circles off the mark from Jane Liu. All right, here in the early going, what kind of adjustments do you expect both these teams to make?
Well, I think both teams are playing pretty aggressive. I mean, I'd like to see some more of that, actually, some more perimeter shooting from both teams, and maybe a little bit of getting to the basket to draw fouls. There's been no free throw shooting, which I'm not used to seeing, but we've barely stopped for a free throw. So maybe get to the line and manufacture some points there.
Especially in the game that NYU played against Transylvania yesterday. That was a very physical game against another very strong defensive team. And when you see a defensive battle, you would expect more fouls to be called, but that's not the case.
And I'm really looking for energy. I mean, the little plays, the blue-collar plays, that's what wins you a big game like this.
Jessie Ruffner comes up empty on the shot. Shot clock violation. Goes back here to the Violets. 90 seconds gone by here in this third quarter. Jumper. Not bad from Natalie Bruns. Just her second bucket, though.
Yeah, I'd like to see her more aggressive. I mean, she's somebody who averages 14 points a game. She's done it in every other way, but has to keep scoring.
And Palekia with a face like she just got caught with her hand in the cookie jar.
She's such a competitor, isn't she? I love the grit. She's not happy with that call. What player is usually? And she was really all over defensively.
Palekia picking up her first foul here. It's a 4-point lead for NYU.
And I don't mind the foul. I mean, the aggressiveness is what you want.
Drive and a kick. A little off the mark. But Ruffner able to corral it. Back outside. Martin for 3. It's short. Rebound to Palekia. She'll scan the floor. Bruns with the pull-up. 19-footer off the mark. And can't corral it. Hannah Martin, the freshman from North Andover, Mass, had her fingertips on it, but it dribbles out.
Just not able to save it. Oh, good double team there.
Bruns has to go down with it. Possession arrow sends it back the other way.
You've got to be ready for that. If you're Natalie Bruns, you can't take too long with the basketball here. You see how she takes her time, and then it allows Ali Yamada to come from the other side to dig down and get a piece of that. You got to make a move quick. Either pass out or make a move for a shot.
Here's Martin. Handoff here to Yamada.
Nice pass.
Inside to Rosa. Can't finish this time. Offensive rebound. Goes up, draws the foul. And she's got free throws coming up here for Smith.
I'll tell you what, Ali Yamada is one of the best post-entry passers on the floor. She utilizes the bounce pass nicely. Rosa just could not finish the first one, but stayed with it.
This will be the first free throw attempted in the game for Smith. It's the road to the title game here for Smith. Again, that overtime win over Wartburg. And we're gonna miss here.
And maybe a good thing Smith's been in a lot of close games, Alex. It's prepared them for this.
Coach Hersey talking about that game against UW Oshkosh is kind of the big one for them. Going on the road to get that win.
Yamada with the buzzer beater there. Almost.
Pass inside. Bruns almost was surprised that the ball came to her.
And she looked so cool and collected, though.
Yeah.
Like she expected it afterwards.
5-point lead again for the Violets. Inside, Rosa. Oh, baby hook off the mark. Rosa's got 9, still sitting on that. She's had a couple of really good shots down low that have not dropped for her. Violets looking to increase this lead. Outscoring Smith 4-1 so far, third quarter. Balekia going baseline, and a foul called against Smith. Against Yamada.
NYU does a nice job here, just passing the basketball. Nice look inside to Natalie Bruns. Just the lob pass from the top of the key. I'm a fan of the angle there.
Bruns. Another turnover here for NYU. Too strong there from Yamada on the runner. Balekia. Bauman. Into Morrison. The former Pioneer works inside against her former team. It's a 7-point lead again for the Violets. Three-pointer off the mark.
NYU's come out here with really good ball movement and execution on the offensive end. And they've gotten the people they want, the basketball early. In Bruns, in Morrison, they're getting touches.
See Meg Barber, head coach for NYU, an alum, looking to win a national title. There is Yellen Ellen Barber.
Support
her mother.
Her daughter.
Yeah.
Well, she was supporting her back in 2002, too.
Comes to just about every game she can. Morrison works inside, comes up empty. Ruffner trying to end the scoring drought here for Smith. Bounce pass, Rosa from close range, offensive rebound again, gets it to go, count the basket of the foul, a big bucket for Sophia Rosa.
Sophia Rosa's padding those stats. And the extra possession, the O-board, and the finish. Sophia Rosa keeping Smith in this game.
It's tightening up again here in Columbus, the Division III Women's Championship. And we take you back moments ago as Smith got a huge bucket.
Yeah, Sophia Rosa has been really important to this team's success. The extra possession, the O board. She gets a lot of production inside. The bench loves it. But she is a big, strong post presence, and they run a lot through her. And you see she gets touches every single time down the floor. Very finesse with good touch.
You know, as you prepare for these games, you know, you go back and look at the previous years for players, especially when they're older, see how they progressed. And when the numbers were missing from Tufts, from Sophia for last year, you questioned, well, where the heck was she? She was an assistant coach, a volunteer assistant at MIT after graduating from Tufts. She's from the Massachusetts area, so wasn't far from Smith. And she just ended up, because her academic work was going to be at Smith. Well, Coach Hersey found out she still had a year of eligibility left. He said, why don't you come play? And put the full court press in recruiting her after that.
Yeah, she recruited the heck out of her then. And after a year off, she decided to give it another year of a go.
Bass inside, Rosa says, I'm glad I came back.
Ali Yamada has gotten a lot of things going, facilitating-wise. She's off the dribble, she's getting it to her posts and feeding people.
Bang! Megan Bauman. Huge shot from the outside.
A very appropriate moment for that shot.
Grad transfer from Babson College. She holds their school record for assists. Just another piece to the puzzle here for the Violets. Inside, Rosa again comes up empty. Miss. Martin's got it. Here come the Pioneers. A little bump there from Palekia. 6-point game. Palekia with the pick to the rim. Violets now up 8.
That defense leading to offense, Alex. Bella Palekia, what she's known for. This crowd loves it.
Ruffner has been quiet this second half. Back into Rosa. Inside. Another big bucket from Sophia Rosa.
She's got it automatic inside. They've got to keep getting her the ball, because one-on-one, she's really taking it at Morrison.
Gotta love this old school matchup going into the post. Morrison this time against her former team.
2 true posts.
Lou to the rim. Just got a little bit of room that Bauman gave her.
Jane Lou with the drive.
Morrison, pass inside the Bruns. It's in the lane a long time. Came up empty on the shot and knocked out of her hands. Rosa had come up with it. Knocked out. And it's going back to Smith as they trail by 6 with 2:16 to play, third quarter.
And Rosa looks like she's a little tired here. Wasn't able to wrangle it, but it's her ball. It's their ball.
It's Palekia who knocked it free. Salam Maher is checked in here for Smith. These teams don't sub a whole ton, at least in this tournament.
No, they don't. That's why you can start to see around this time into the fourth quarter, maybe some tired legs might come about.
Looking for Rosa. They're fronting her this time. She's trying to get possession. The screen here is Ruffner. Out the switch. Ooh, got a little friendly roll here after going a little strong off the window. Got it to 4.
Jessie Ruffner's given up several inches on Morgan Morrison, and she's able to finish over her.
And a traveling violation called against Morrison. Last year's National Player of the Year for Smith. Now trying to win a national title here with the Violets. We're all even in the turnover department. Maher. Ruffner from just inside the three-point line. Misses that time. Here comes Palekia.
Oh yeah, that's
Offensive foul.
That's the right call. Palekia pushed off. I think she knows it. This is a nice play. Palekia should have just probably gone straight up. She kind of leans into her. It's not super obvious, but she certainly created that contact.
A foul on NYU. Smith staying in it. Minute 17 to go in the third. It's a tight one in Columbus. Minute 17 to go, third quarter. NYU with a 4-point lead here in the Natty. CBS Sports celebrates Women's History Month, recognizing the outstanding contributions women have made on and off the field of play. Well, NYU women's basketball had no bigger moment than in 1997 when Marcia Harris hit the game-winning shot in a national title game. 72-70 the final in 1997. Marcia Harris gone on to do great things after her playing career. Renowned surgeon, a clinical professor of surgery at NYU. And last year honored by the NCAA for her collegiate and professional achievement. Take a look there at Dr. Marcia Harris. She had that big shot back in 1997. Janice Quinn was the head coach. Now head person here for NYU. Former coach, now Senior Associate Athletic Director, and she was telling us how excited she's going to be to see a player that she coached, potentially a Meg Barber, win a national champion as an alum, just like she was an NYU alum as well.
Super proud. I mean, you got to be, and there's a lot of NYU grads all around the world in huge support of this team.
Over 100 made the trip between Thursday's win and tonight. Entry pass into Bruns. And a foul is called. It's going to be against Rosa. And I have to tell you, I've been really impressed with the way they've played Natalie Bruns.
They've made it tough for her. You know, they have really been all over her and kind of pushed her out with some physicality, not allowed her to get whatever she wants down low. She's a lean player, and I feel like they've used some of their size and their ability to be physical with her to make it tough.
But it's one of these situations. Smith lost all that size, obviously, in the offseason with Morrison leaving. So Rosa really kind of a savior for them in a lot of ways. The fact that she had a year of eligibility and was able to play. Because you look at Ruffner, who's playing the 4 this year, and Coach talked about this. She was a 3 player, played mostly on the wing, and had to play down in the 4 spot despite only being 5'8".
And she plays some point as well. So she's like a .4, which means that it really gives defenses some trouble because she can really get them out of position. See, she's up top here running the point.
Trying to get into Rosa with her kind of shading a double team.
Well, that's what's been working, and the Violets have to get down and double team her a little bit.
Ruffner with the fall away, misses. You see Lynn Hersey, 17th year as the head coach at Smith. 7 seconds. Big shot. Natalie Bruns.
Big shot Bruns.
Big shot Bruns indeed. Bruns with 9 now. The lead is 7 for NYU. They are 10 minutes away from their first national title since 1997. And it's going to be on the back of Bruns. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota. We welcome you back to Columbus. NYU with a 39-32 lead here in the Division III National Championship game. NYU getting a big third quarter from Natalie Bruns.
I'm going to keep calling her Big Shot Bruns the rest of the game, Alex, if she continues this. And she's just really been assertive in that third quarter, looking for her shot. We said in the first half,
she really wasn't asserting herself offensively. Defensively, she was doing it. She had 4 blocks in the first half, but they really needed this out of her because they need points from her. She's somebody they've been relying on all year for 14 points a game. She's on track now, and she's been a lot more aggressive.
Bruns 9 points, 6 rebounds, those 4 blocks that you mentioned. And Bruns, the senior on this team from St. Louis, Missouri, she said in our chat with NYU that she knows that they've been calling this team a dream team, but she said dream teams don't always win, even though they're supposed to. So we are hyper-focused on making sure we complete the job here in Columbus. Bruns, spin move, and it's a traveling violation. Bruns, 1 step too many. Bruns, the reigning National Player of the Year in the WBCA. All-American again for the 2nd straight year. Now Smith. Starting off this 4th quarter. Big pass into Rosa, and another block there from Bruns. Got both hands on it. In transition, Palekia inside. Morrison has it blocked. We're going to get a jump ball here, and it's going to send it back to Smith. A big play there on the block from Sophia Rosa.
And Bruns here is getting it done on the defensive end once again. Has really good timing, and that's what block shots is all about, is just the impeccable timing. She's been such a key in their defensive plan here.
Yamada finally gets free to launch a 3, misses that time. That was just the 4th 3-point attempt of the game for Smith.
There just haven't been many. I mean, this game, if you asked me before the game if that would be the case, I would have said no way. I would have thought that Smith would have taken more 3s. They haven't gotten as many. It's been 1 in the paint.
At what point, Julianne, if you're Lynn Hersey, do you start trying to run some plays to get people open for 3s? I
think any time now. I mean, now's the time. You've got to play with that sense of urgency. We're in the last quarter.
Here's Jane Liu. Nice skip. Ruffner dribbles in. Yamada launches, misses.
But she was in rhythm. That's what you want.
Yamada, 24 points in the semifinals. Palekia trying to draw some contact, let it fly. Might have been some, but not enough to draw a foul. Haven't been a lot of them in this game.
No, they really haven't. They've let them play.
Do you like that?
I don't mind it if it's consistent on both sides. You have to gauge it as a player. How are the refs calling it?
NYU has
let them play.
Won 44 of 45, 30 consecutive wins. Their last loss was in the Elite 8 last year to Transylvania. Smith, back-to-back Final Fours for them. Ruffner. Out. Yamada gets some room, lets it fly for 3. Oh, that one looked good off her hands. A little too far with it.
They're making her take the shot a little quicker than she wants to. Remember, she's only about 5'2". She's real small, but she's got a quick trigger.
Yamada from Seal Beach, California. First team all NUMAC this year. Bruns. Kick out. Shot from 3, off the mark. Bauman comes up empty. Here comes Smith. Neither team has scored so far in this 4th quarter. We're almost 3 minutes gone by. Martin. Yamada trying to get it inside to Rosa. I don't think she was expecting the pass. Here's Palekia the other way. To the rim. Too strong that time. I think she wanted to foul again. Violets couldn't come up with a rebound. It goes out of bounds in front of their bench.
This was a really nice little step through Euro move. Just could not finish for Palekia, but that's what you want to see when she's got it in the open transition like that. We haven't seen a lot of open transition buckets.
Not at all. 6:38 to play in regulation. A national champion will be crowned. It'll be a new one in 2024. A 7-point lead for the Violets. Hoping for some more big shots from last year's Player of the Year, Morgan Morrison. .638 to play before we crown a brand new national champion here in Columbus, Ohio. Alex Obario, Julianne Vianney, Brain, our entire crew here for the Division III title game in Columbus. Smith hanging around a very tough #1 NYU. As you take a look at that graphic, games decided by 10 points or fewer this season. NYU's only been in a couple close games, winning them both. Obviously, they're 30-0, but a lot more experience in these types of games for Smith.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's real interesting. I mean, this could go either way here down the stretch, and this is where the gut check comes in, Alex. And 6.5 minutes and some change to go, and it's going to be a lot about who wants it more here.
Certainly there's more jitters in a championship game, and we're starting to feel them in the fourth quarter. Neither team has made a field goal. Smith 0 for 4 from the field. NYU 0 for 5. Well, as I say that, Sophia Rosa comes up with the bucket. It's a 5-point game again.
They're getting a lot of production from Rosa in the paint.
Rosa with 17 points.
She shoots 57% from the floor, folks. Get her the ball. And I know all her shots are within a couple feet of the rim, but she's really efficient. So she needs a touch.
All new MAC first team. She's 2 rebounds away from her 10th double-double this season. Rosa's been a big reason that Smith has kept this game tight. 6 on the shot clock. Palekia off balance on the shot on the runner. Man, she started so hot for the game. You thought this was going to be a big game for Belle Palekia, and she just has not been able to find it since.
Well, she's close. She's right around the rim, just can't finish.
Ruffner. Tough shot with some physicality. Coming down with it was Rosa, and on top of her was Morrison. We finally got a whistle.
And she thinks that, boy, she fell on top of me. I mean, obviously this was just a basketball play, both players going after the ball. But I didn't know that she had possession really to call a walk.
Yeah. Didn't really see what that call was.
They called a travel, but she didn't even have possession of it. She was just coming down on the floor.
And we're going to whistle away from the basketball. And it's going to be a foul against Rosa. And that's 4 fouls on Rosa. And Lynn Hersey upset.
Well, you know what's going to happen now. They're going to go at her. She's got to play tentative, or they've got to take her out here for a breather for a couple minutes.
They work it into Morrison on the block. They go right to her. Here comes the double. Palekia. Now it's Pepper. Palekia lets it fly from 3. It's short. Offensive rebound. And the reverse. Megan Bauman with a big-time play for the grad student. Into Rosa. Baby hook. It's good. And quickly right to Rosa.
That's what they're going to do. That's the game plan here. She's been able to abuse everybody in the paint. They're going to get her the ball.
Rosa with 19 points.
NYU's taking their time, though.
Morrison off the mark. Here's Martin. On the drive, off balance shot, did not drop. Rosa fighting for the rebound, has to concede. Back come the Violets. We approach 4 minutes remaining here in the Natty. Bauman, strong move. Oh, could not get it to drop.
That would have been clutch. Couple in a row there.
Lou drives, kick out. It deflects off of Pepper. And that's a good call. I was worried that wasn't a hard deflection, but
yeah, the ref was a little behind the play, but it was the right call here.
Take a look right off of the shoulder.
The shoulder here never hits Yamada.
Ruffner wasn't waiting. She was able to come up with it. The ball kind of trickled loose. Jitters have picked up. Martin. Inside of Rosa. Good give and go. Ruffner inside, too strong.
That's when Ruffner typically makes, and you've got to make that.
Coming down to the wire here in Columbus. We will have a new national champion here in 2024. Violets looking for their first since 1997. Smith looking for their first ever. Morrison inside. And last year's National Player of the Year with a huge bucket to get this game back to 7.
Well, she's been here before in terms of her experience in big games.
Miss there again. Violets potentially with a chance to put a big separation now. Bauman. The grad transfer from Babson to Bruns. 6 on the shot clock. Bauman lets it fly with 3. Got her own rebound. Loose ball. Getting on top of it there was Rosa. Possession arrow is going to keep it on this end of the floor with NYU.
Yeah, there's a scrum here for the 50-50 ball. Yeah, I said it, these 50-50 balls are going to really come down to the wire. They're going to really be important in terms of a win and a loss.
A timeout taken by NYU and Meg Barber. 2:20 to go here in the national title game here in Columbus. Remember, 1997, the last time NYU was crowned the champions of Division III, and what a storied history they have as they try to pick up their second national title. Smith looking for their first title in school history. Again, they were in the Final Four last year, trying to finish the job here in Columbus.
Neither team has been able to finish the job, so this is a first for both teams. Of course, kudos to both of them for such tremendous seasons to get here.
And NYU 30-0, they're the #1 team in the country. They knocked off Transylvania in a game that many called the national title game, and that Smith was just going to be a formality. That is not the case.
No, and they've been looking at themselves as the underdog all year, and in this game they felt that, but that they're capable.
And they've relished that opportunity being the underdog. It's the 14th ranked team in the country coming in. Lowest seeded team in a long time to reach the title game. 6 on the shot clock. Bruns. Nice pass, Palekia, and it's a block. No, a foul, and that's going to be it for Sophia Rosa.
That's where if you're Rosa, you just don't even come anywhere and around it, and she does get her on the shoulder. She gets her ever so slightly. You want to just take yourself out of the ref's hands there and don't even come to help.
And a furious Lynn Hersey calls her team over to try to come up with a game plan, and Jasmine Washington is going to check in here.
Tough blow right there, a real tough blow.
Washington's only played 2 minutes in this game. She's had limited minutes throughout the tournament. A solid rebounder for them off the bench, but not someone they look to for scoring. Averages less than a point per game this season, despite playing in 28 games. And Rosa leaves the game 19 points, 10 rebounds, her 10th double-double of the season, and the free throw good from Palekia. It's now 9, and the Violets can taste it. Yamada in the corner. Oh, just missed it. A minute 40 to play. Can the Pioneers chip away with this lead with the amount of time they have left? Bauman holding high with Martin on her. 7 on the shot clock. Bauman outside, Palekia down into Morrison. Can't finish. Ball is loose. Washington comes up with a huge rebound for Smith.
But NYU was able to drain 30 seconds there.
Three-point attempt off the mark. And a putback is good from Jane Liu. It's a 7-point game with a minute 3 to play. And Julianne, I gotta ask you, how huge and how demoralizing is it for Smith that Rosa's fouled out of this game?
Oh, it's enormous because she has been their go-to the entire second half. They've been getting her the basketball every possession, and she's been able to make moves and really make big shots. So to not have your shot maker at the end of the national championship game is really enormous. So yeah, the confidence, of course, probably not as high when she came out of the game. Yeah, that's a tough blow. That's not just a blow, that's a tough blow.
Let's take a look at Rosa a few moments ago.
And she didn't mean to foul. I mean, she rotated over, but
this will be her final collegiate game.
It's a rough one.
Basically coming out of collegiate basketball retirement to play one more year to try to win a national championship, and she played her heart out with 19 points and 10 rebounds in the title game. And fouls out of it. We get a reach-in foul here on Hannah Martin. Rosa, she graduated from Tufts with a degree in biology. She was working on her med school prep work. And now she's in a graduate program in exercise science there at Smith. Coach Hersey said she's been critical for us to get to this game.
Yeah, we can't say it enough. And now it's going to be a foul game here.
Foul committed here by Smith, as you see Sophia Rosa on the bench. Meg Barber, an alum of NYU, graduated in 2002. Free throw good from Carolyn Pepper. Well over 100 folks got on buses from New York to be here for this title game. We are less than a minute to play, and the clocks have gone off here, so we have a stoppage, and they'll send the teams to their benches as so much energy in this building, but not enough in the plugins, right?
Right, and I mean, yeah, the energy is definitely in the building, that's for sure. And I'm not sure if they're looking at.
Well, they got the clock back on. They went off across the building for a second. Both scoreboards and the clocks above the baskets. So they're double checking, making sure that they are working. And now I think they want to check on the clock to make sure that the time is accurate. And you wonder how, you might have to bring out the stopwatches here to just double check and see where it was a few moments ago. 51 and 9/10 seconds is what it shows here. And you can see these are shots of the clock. As off. And then a few moments after that walk-off towards the free throw line, at some point, all the scoreboard lights went off.
Yeah, so they're just checking on all this here after the foul shot.
So they went off.
They went dark there. They want to get the time right.
So they might, yeah, and they might have to take some time off of the clock, but because it does not appear any time came off of the clock. because it still shows 51.9 on the clock when it goes off, and you can see it was a rebound, so it was a live ball situation. So as soon as it touched Jessie Ruffner's hands, the clock should have started. It's been a long time coming for NYU. Their last championship back in 1997. That was Meg Barber's senior year of high school. She was being recruited by then head coach Janice Quinn, who now serves as the athletic director here at NYU.
And she surrounded herself with such an incredible coaching staff. I mean, her whole coaching staff, they were named UAA Coaching Staff of the Year this year. So she's really got a lot of people around her that have brought this season to huge success.
And I thought it was very fitting of her to give everyone on the coaching staffs of all the teams that made the Final Four their flowers. She was very complimentary of Julie Folks, who's the Coach of the Year. So they moved the clock to 49 3/10 seconds here. And Smith trying to mount a miraculous comeback. A foul is called. No basket here. A foul's going to be against Bauman. But she wanted to point out that when Hersey has been National Coach of the Year, she's been National Coach of the Year. In fact, all four coaches in this tournament of the Final Four have won a National Coach of the Year award, and I thought that was a tremendous thing for Meg Barber to mention. As we get a timeout with 45 8/10 seconds, and NYU up by 8. Each team with one timeout remaining. All right, Julianne, strategy here for Smith.
Well, I think Smith, it's a no-brainer. They need a 3 here. I mean, you got 45 seconds to go, and I have no doubt that Coach Hersey's got a few three-point plays up her sleeve with the way this team can shoot the 3 ball. So perhaps they'll get something for Ali Yamada coming off a double staggered screen just to get some options. Jessie Ruffner, I expect to see with the basketball too, because she can really make things happen. But if you have a 2, you can attempt the 2 and get fouled.
You take a look there at Meg Barber's mother. That is Ellen Barber, ready to yell her lungs out if this score holds for the next 45.8. Violets get it in. No foul as of yet here for Smith, hoping to try to get a steal, and they finally foul Megan Bauman, who, by the way, led all of Division III in free throw shooting last year at 93%.
Not too bad.
Only 79% this year, so something was a little off from the southpaw this year, but she knocks down the first one there.
Tough to shoot that well every season. That's a phenomenal number.
Bauman, Coach Barber says, is a future coach. We asked her who's going to take your job one day on the team as Smith takes a timeout. And she immediately said Megan Bauman. She's
like a coach on the floor.
Coach on the floor, coach on the bench. In fact, she's been selected for the So You Want to Be a Coach program by the WBCA. She'll be headed to the Final Four. Yeah. You know, that's the big meeting where all the coaches in the country at every level are at, and showing them the ropes of how to network and how to get your resume right, etc.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting when Meg Barber told us her recruiting story. When they recruited Bauman, she reached out to them, and they were worried that Morgan might not commit because Bauman committed first, because they played in the championship every year against each other, and then they ended up getting them both. And I think that's the story with the NYU Violets this year. They've just gotten the pieces together in this season.
A dominating year for NYU. Again, 30 consecutive wins. They've won 44 of 45. That only loss was last year in the Elite Eight. 28 of the 30 games have been more than 10 points. Average margin of victory, 27 points. Talked about that earlier as well. and efficient from the field, shooting the basketball. They distribute the ball well, and I don't think we have talked enough about how strong their defense is and how smart Meg Barber is in terms of changing things up to fit the team that they're facing defensively.
Yeah, I thought they did a phenomenal job on that end of the floor today, too, just not allowing Smith to do what they do best. Perimeter shoot. Now, Rosa definitely had a field day in the paint.
Yamada launches, misses again. Offensive rebound, a putback, no, and a foul. And Palekia draws it. Palekia, the junior from Mendham, New Jersey, she will be back on his team. A timeout taken by NYU with 28 and 7/10 seconds left. Smith, as we mentioned before, a team that really not expected to get back. Again, when you lose the reigning player of the year in Morgan Morrison and you lose such strong, your starting point guard as well, weren't expected to be here. But what a job Lynn Hersey did this year to get this team back to this point, putting the right pieces around, going and getting Sophia Rosa, working on the guard play to try to change the style. She mentioned they changed the way they play to fit their personnel this year.
Yeah, and they have to do that. And I think that she feels like she's more of a good, the staff feels they're more of good post coaches, but they have more guards this season. So they've really done a good job with those guards, and they've continued to grow the game of Sophia Rosa. And, you know, I can't call Jessie Ruffner a post because she plays post and point guard. But in general, they have done a great job, and they've changed a lot, and they've really recruited crafty, skilled scorers, and they have that scorer's mentality.
Smith at 30-3 coming into this game. Their last loss was back on January the 24th, a 2-point loss to Springfield. Their only other loss is a 3-point loss on December 31st to Dickinson, and a 5-point loss to UMass Dartmouth. That's it. Here in the national title game, trying to win the school's first title. They find themselves down by 10. With 27 and 2/10 seconds as another foul committed here. And you can tell that with the way NYU played against their guards defensively, it was all on Sophia Rosa's shoulders, and she did an admirable job with her 10th double-double of the season, but fouling out here in the fourth quarter. The run just might be over for the Pioneers. Shot clock is off. Smith trying to do what they can. A foul called. So you see Sophia Rosa in her final collegiate game. Yamada gets it in, and a foul called on the drive from Hannah Martin. And Meg Barber, I know she didn't want to talk about this, what it would mean to her. She says, I kind of haven't thought about it, but as a player, she had to watch Washington University from St. Louis win 4 consecutive national titles.
Not sure why they're fouling so much here. I mean, I know they've got some fouls to give. It's like they don't want them to make a 3 here, and they want to put them at the line at some point, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Into Yamada, lets it fly from 3. Got it!
That's what, bingo.
It's an 8-point game with 15.4 to play, and another foul committed on Megan Bauman.
I think that they were fouling to try to prevent this, and of course, she's the one you want the ball, Ali Yamada, who can really knock them down. Might be too little too late here.
She had 6 made threes in the semifinal win over Wartburg in overtime. She actually had a shot that could have won it in regulation that just missed. The lead is 11. Bauman knocks him down. Ten-point lead. And a steal. Taken away to Pelekia. And let the purple reign. The Violets of NYU are the champions of Division III. For the first time since 1997, the Violets of NYU are the champions of Division III, their second title in program history. And Meg Barber, the NYU alum that was never able to win a title as a player, able to bring one home as a coach for her former coach, Janice Quinn, who now sits in the front office. Let the streamers fall. We have a champion, a new one, here in Division III. (51-41) the final score here from Columbus, Ohio. NYU completes the perfect season at 31-0. NYU, their last loss coming in the Elite Eight last season to Transylvania. They were able to avenge that loss in the national semifinal back on Thursday. A 57-42 convincing win. We're going to send it down to Julianne, who's with the winners.
Coach, wow, what a performance. Describe the emotion. You are an NYU alum. How much more special is this championship for you and this team?
I'm just so happy for our players, our families, our fans, our alums. It's overwhelming. I love this program so much. It means so much to just NYU. It means the world.
I know you talked about this being a dream team, but dream teams don't always win. This team was able to win. How did they put the chemistry together this season?
Well, even just today, it was getting in the locker room and trusting each other and making adjustments and trusting our staff and just playing together to get stops down the road. So I'm stunned. It's unbelievable.
Describe the emotion right now from you, from your team, from your players. How big is this for the seniors? Some players came back just to get this championship.
Yeah, I mean, we had buy-in from the beginning. We had people coming back. We had people join us just for the opportunity to compete for a national championship. And we got it done. It feels amazing.
Coach, can you talk about Morrison competing against her former team, the play of her, and of course Bruns, who was phenomenal, your entire team's performance today?
Yeah, Morgan is a pro. I mean, what an emotional thing to have to go up against a team that you played for 3 years. But she handled herself so amazingly. I'm so proud of her. Natalie Bruns is National Player of the Year, and she showed it tonight.
Coach, thanks so much. Enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Alex.
A tremendous run here for the Violets of NYU, winning their first national championship. And Ellen Barber, the mother of head coach Meg Barber, loves it. Once again, our final score, 51-41. We have a brand new national champion in Division III. For Julianne Vianney-Brain and our entire crew, I'm Alex Silbario. NYU is your 2024 Division III national champions. That's going to do it. So long from Columbus. Congrats to the Violets.